Blinks here, and I'm back with some more Warlock cards. Well, I mean, Warlock cards for the first time about this expansion. Not again, I didn't talk about them before. But anyway, we got Dark Glare. 3 cost, 3/4 demon. After your hero takes damage, you refresh 2 mana crystals. I think this card is actually really good. It technically, gives you a free lifesteal, so that's a free card draw right there. If you're doing some kind of damage Warlock, that gives you... So let's say you got... What is that? The Some Never set? Or whatever. It's the 3 cost. I think it's 3 cost, or is it 4 cost? It's like a 4/5. That whenever you attack, you take 3 damage, and then you would refresh 2 mana crystals. So, it gives you more opportunity to do some other stuff since you took some damage or whatever. It gives you free lifesteal. I can see good potential with this card because of getting that mana crystal and just dealing damage to yourself as a Warlock really isn't very difficult. So I could see this going a variety of directions for this card. So I'm gonna go with a 7 out of 10, because I could see a couple of options people could go with. Enhanced Dreadlord, 8 cost, 5/7 demon with taunt, with a death rattle of summoning a 5/5 with lifesteal. Decent. I mean, if you need some healing in Warlock, I guess this is the way to do it. But it's okay, I guess. Taunt's good. Lifesteal's always good. Okay body. Someone's an okay body. I just kind of see it as relatively average. I mean, I guess if you're looking for... Oh man, I need some demon in my deck and I don't really have any options. I guess this is kind of an option you would maybe have it now as a bigger demon you could throw in. But couldn't tell you. So I'm just gonna go with a 5. It's not amazing. Hand of Gul'dan. Whenever you play this or discard this, draw 3 cards. For 6. I mean, discard really hasn't been popular in a while for Warlock. People say it's too... one's too random, but then there's also the ones that are discard your highest cost card. It's whoa, Expired Merchant, for example, comes to mind for that. And then we get more of these back in your hand, which probably don't really need, but I mean, you could get them. I think this would fit mostly in a zoo type deck, where this has to be the most expensive card. So then any card that just says discard your highest cost card, it's getting rid of this no matter what. So then you can get a lot of value. Obviously, that leaves out, then you can't play Galakron, then, at that point. But, you could probably take the sacrifice. It's three cards. Pretty good, I think. Especially since you're really not paying anything extra then at that point. Because most of the time, a discard card is you're getting rid of something. It's a bad thing then that you're discarding a card. So then it's a little bigger. And if you're discarding something that helps you, then it's oh man, it doesn't matter. It's actually better stats for cheaper and you get more benefit. My goodness, that's amazing. So I'll put this at a 6. 6 out of 10. I could see potential, but I don't necessarily know if it could be implemented into anything. Imprisoned Scrap Imp. 2 cost, 3/3 demon. It's dormant for 2 turns, and then when this awakens, give all minions in your hand +2/+2. So kind of going back to a hand buff Warlock, which really didn't work with the bat and the Spirit of the Bat. That's like the only buffing it even really had. But still, I'm going to go with a no on the hand buff for Warlock. It doesn't really make sense. There's not really any benefit. There's too few of cards. Like, it's just, I don't know what you're looking for. I mean, I guess it's a 2-cost 3/3, so it's a little better stats. But if you top deck this is horrible. Because then what you're going to do when you draw your minion? You're going to keep it in your hand so you get the buff and take more damage. Because you probably have nothing on the board. Or you're going to play it and get rid of this value. I just don't see it. It doesn't make sense really for Warlock, I don't think. Hand buff has never really made sense for Warlock. They tried it, failed miserably. They're trying it again. There's not enough support. There's just this one instance of the card now in Standard. Because the Spirit of the Bat and Hekar the Bat have all moved into Wild at this point. I believe, yeah. Yep. Ascun's Rumble is rotated out, if I'm remembering correctly. But, yeah. No. I'm going to go with a 3. 3 out of 10. Nightshade Metron. 4-cost 5/5, so decent stats for a 4-cost. It also has Rush. And you Battlecry, discard your highest cost card, which you can go back to the Hand of Gul'dan, and this card looks great. There may be, I don't know how many other high cost ones there are for that, but it seems great otherwise. I could see this if the Hand of Gul'dan takes off in any type of direction. I'm sure this card would follow it as well, going along the same path. So I'm going to go with 6. 6 out of 10. I think it could happen, but I'm not positive. Shadow Council. 1 cost, you replace your demons. No, replace your hand with random demons and give them +2/+2. Is that worth it? Some people argue no. I think most people would actually argue no. Because random stuff, replacing your entire hand with random stuff that's buffed, isn't necessarily a good thing. Because you put those cards in your deck for a reason. Because they work together. Then that deck is made because it works well. You're not going to be like, oh yeah, let me put Shadow Council in here so I get random stuff and hope I get decent cards. Even if it gives them +2/+2, I don't necessarily see this in any sort of positive way, really. Because you pick those cards in your deck for a reason. So then you're not going to randomly throw them away for random stuff. That's bigger. Oh boy, it's buffed a little. Who cares? Because they might be trash. There could be some bad demons. Oh good, Mad Summoner. How does that help? Just 2. I'm going 2 out of 10 on this one. Not great. The Dark Portal. 4 cost, draw a minion. If you have at least 8 cards in your hand, it costs 5 less. So this would go into like hand type Warlock, where you just got a big hand. Mostly that's about it. That's about all you got. I don't know if there's much support for this, but the card itself is at least relatively decent. A difficult condition to meet, but it could be fine. Because they're going with like the Dark Glare, strategy with refreshing mana crystals when you life tap, which encourages you to like life tap every time, so you're gonna have a lot of cards. And you got Dark Portal then to benefit off those lot of cards. Maybe you'll have Twilight Drakes in there. It's pretty normal for a hand, or hand lock, I should say. I don't know, it could be okay. Might not have enough support, but it's okay. I'll give it a 6. 6 out of 10. Unstable Fell Bolt. Deal 3 damage to an enemy minion and a random friendly one. This could actually be pretty decent, because if you don't have any minions on your board, it's just 1 cost, deal 3 damage. So Frostbolt for 1 cheaper and doesn't freeze. But if you have something on the board, it's actually kind of terrible. So, I don't necessarily know where to put this. This is great early because, let's say your opponent goes first, and now it's your turn. You just kill their... Not necessarily, you don't want to do that. I mean, it's weird. Because it could be amazing if you don't have any minions out there. It's just like, wow, this is just a cheaper Frostbolt. But if you got a minion out there, it's just kind of doing the same 3 damage to both of them, and then you just lost 1 mana. I don't know, it's weird. I'm gonna put it at like a 5 though, because I'm not necessarily sure where I really want to put this. 5 out of 10. Keldan the Breaker. 6 cost, 3/3, so it better have a good battle cry. And he's a legendary, obviously. Battle cry, you destroy a minion. If drawn this turn, instead destroy all minions except this one. Which could be really good, but it's very conditional. Which is why I have an issue with it. It's because it's way too conditional. Let's say you got board control and now you draw this guy. 3 turns later, you lost board control, and now your opponent basically has a full board. Doesn't matter, you can only destroy 1 minion with this guy now, because you didn't draw it on the right turn. Too bad, so sad, this card is now not good. Because 6 cost, 3/3, destroy minion? No thanks. I would rather play a different option. Like, I don't know, walk the plank. 2 cheaper. I mean, you don't get any stats. So, 6. Maybe it's... I don't know. I just think it's very situational. Like, let's say you only want to destroy 1 minion, but you drew it that turn, so you can't play it. Because it would wipe your board instead of destroying the 1 minion on your opponent's board that you want to kill. I just think it's way too situational with this. So I'm gonna put it on 5 again. Right down the middle on 5. Alright. So we got Katherine Embenlock. 2 cost, 3/2. Your demons cost 1 less. Death Rattle. You shuffle the Prime version into your deck. The Prime version. Because I'm not going to try to pronounce that first part. 8 cost, 7/6 demon. With a battle cry of summon 3 friendly demons that died this game. So you very much work around this to maybe just have, let's say, 5-ish big demons in your deck. So then when you play this, he summons big demons. Because that's kind of what you're probably going to look for there. Which can be very plausible. And a possibility that can actually happen with this. And also the nice thing about the smaller version is your demons are a little cheaper, so maybe you can take an advantage and get a demon out there to help out the Prime version later along the line. Because you're maybe not going to play it right on 2. You might play it on, let's say, turn 6. So for 4, you're playing a demon that would normally cost 5. That's an example I'm saying. But, no. I could totally see this. Because it's not like it's you can kind of set up what it's going to do, really. Or most of it. It's going to summon good demons, basically, is what I'm saying. For 8. And he's a 7/6, which is a little understated for an 8. But he's summoning 3 good demons. Even if they're 3 bad demons, it would still be good. Because the stats would make up for being 8 cost anyway. But these are supposed to be like super amazing, so you're probably setting it up with 3 good demons. Or a few good demons, so you have a good, decent pool of demons that are strong. So, with that said, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think it is it's pretty strong, and you can set it up right, but just with these prime ones and stuff like that, it's very difficult to know exactly if it's going to be good, because it's like, what if you don't draw it? What if you do draw it way too early, and then you just, it's hard. Well, most of the time, it's probably you just don't draw it, because you got to draw the first one, and then it shuffles something in your deck, which then you need to draw that one as well. Well, I mean, a way that you could probably work around this, specifically with this one, is you could try to use Sense Demons, because I believe that is a classic card, is Sense Demons to find him, which would probably work very well in the deck, and then because then it kind of tutors for it, and then you're able to get that big move off and hopefully finish off your opponent at that point already. That was kind of rambly on that one on the last part. Next time will be the last of the new cards from the Ashes of Outland, which is, of course, I always end off with the neutral cards. I will see you then.